Okay, hi, I'm Steve from Sewing Gold, and we're going to show you some common tension problems. This is going to be good for any single needle straight stitch. We're using a Juki 8100e right now. So basically what we did is we took this tension and we made it to 0. Now basically 0 just means that the discs are pretty much no tension at all. Now this could also be the problem on the bottom. If you threaded it wrong, it's going to show up with the same sort of stitch on the bottom. So we're going to sew right now, and it may even just lock the machine up. Okay. Alright, so, seen worse. Let's go zoom in on this. You see how bad that looks? Now, there's other cases where you'll see even like a ton of thread on the bottom, and that's when you've threaded the machine wrong and there's zero tension at all, like the machine just, basically, if I put the way zero tension would be, like if I put the presser foot in the up position, it releases all the tension. Now if I also threaded it wrong, like if I did not put the thread in between the discs here, if I put it behind the discs, the thread, that's going to be zero tension, and that's going to cause this issue also. Okay? So now we're going to put the tension back to the normal tension, and we're going to turn that. How many turns are we going to go?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 turns from that 0. And now let's show you what the stitch looks like. Okay, let's check out the bottom stitch. Perfect. Okay, so now if you see thread on the bottom, so let's just say, let's do a little bit, loosen that maybe 3 or 4 turns, so maybe go 3 or 4. 4 times, go 4 times. Okay, so now let's sew and show what that looks like. Okay, so now when we look at this, we can see that the top stitch is pulling through. It almost looks like one whole straight stitch on the bottom. And then turn the top. The top looks okay. Alright, so in that case, we just have to turn that top tension 4 whole turns, which we turned it. We backed off, so now we have to turn this 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're back to being a good stitch. Stitch it again, please. And there we go. Now it's back to a perfect stitch. Okay? So that's basic tension problems. Another tension problem, it's really not a tension problem. You see that spring right there, this spring? If you don't thread that check spring properly, and the way you know it's threaded properly is if I pull on the thread. See, I'm pulling it with my finger here. If you don't see that, you know you've threaded it wrong. Or there could be something wrong with your machine if your check spring doesn't move properly. Okay? So those are common problems, and we're just using standard thread right now. So now if I decide that I want to use thicker thread, like jean thread, since I don't have any jean thread here, we're going to use nylon thread. Okay? So we're going to use number 69 or T70 nylon thread. Okay? That's going to be this thread right there. And we're going to show you just if we change this, how drastic things not drastic, but we're going to have to actually change the tension on the machine. So as soon as we're done threading the machine, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how to adjust the tension for thicker thread. Okay, now we've put nylon thread on the machine. We have not adjusted any tensions. Okay, and we're going to sew. Go ahead and sew. Now, with nylon thread or jean thread, you're going to want to use a size 18 needle in the machine. Now, it's going to be a little harder to see because this is black thread. Alright, so basically we have, let's see, hold on, let me zoom in there. Tension's decent. Go back to the other side. Okay, there's our tension. Now, with nylon thread, the general rule is tighten the top, loosen the bottom. Okay, so if we tighten the top 4 turns. Okay, and take the bobbin case out. This is going to be the general rule of what you would have to do. And it loosen it a half turn loose. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're loosening that a half turn, just a half turn. This is the general rule. Now it's not perfect because you may have to adjust it a little bit more. So what we did is we turned the bobbin case screw a half turn counterclockwise. We turned the top tension 4 whole turns clockwise. Take a look at that stitch. Okay, since it's black, I guess I should have used white. It looks very similar, but this is actually a perfect stitch. Let's see.
No good.
No, this is no good?
No.
Okay, so now we've got too much tension on the top, so now let's back off. Go, do whatever you think is right, and then I'll tell them what you're doing. So he backed that off 3 turns. Go ahead and sew. Okay. The bottom, let's go to the top.
That's too much loose.
So what do we got to do?
The bottom loose.
Bottom's too loose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now, this one, do we just put to tighten back?
Now it loose the bottom and the top.
Loosen. Okay, you do.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want to do, and then I'll tell them what to do.
Sorry. This was too much loose.
This is too loose. Okay. So you're going to put it back to what
Yeah.
the opposite of what I told them to
This
do.
One.
So leave it stock.
Yeah. One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what I told you to do, I guess, is not correct. This is more for, I guess, a commercial walking foot machine. So we're going to leave it at stock tension or tighter?
Tight.
Tighter.
Yeah, for this one.
For
tight.
this machine, tighter.
Yeah.
The bobbin case or the top?
The 2.
Both.
Yeah,
Okay,
both,
so we're
yeah.
tightening both. Okay, so this one's back to normal?
This one a little bit tight.
Little
This
bit
one
tighter?
So much tight.
So much tighter for
Yeah.
the top. Okay. All right, so we're going to go back, and excuse me, because this is more, I'm not the mechanic. Alberto's the mechanic. So basically what he did was, so you just put it back to normal, the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just look normal.
So basically the only thing it looks like that for this 8100E that we have to do to make it use the heavier thread, according to Alberto, is tighten the top tension a little bit. Okay, let's take a look. And then what does the top look like? You see the top? It does look good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go back and go. So what I told you is not correct. What Alberto said is correct. Do not touch the bobbin case tension. Just leave it as is and just tighten your top tension. It looks like we only tightened it about 1 to 2 whole turns clockwise. Okay, so for nylon or jean thread, turn the top tension 2 whole turns clockwise. Now there are occasions that you will have to adjust that bobbin case thread because the thread's thicker. And I've had that done on other machines, but for this model that we're doing right now, it looks like the bobbin case tension should be set from the factory. It should be set fine for the nylon thread. You just have to tighten the top thread 2 turns clockwise.